I'm Serena Altschul with an MTV News Brief. The Los Angeles Police Department continues to investigate the murder of the Notorious B.I.G., who died in a drive-by shooting early Sunday morning in Los Angeles. In the April issue of The Source magazine on newsstands now, Biggie Smalls talks about his fondness for L.A.
It's been a while since I prepared this script about Big's last trip to California. You know, he was from New York and traveled to California to promote his album, but unfortunately, he ended up losing his life. So stay until the end because I will detail the last days of Notorious B.I.G. on the West Coast. The fatal trip that unfortunately resulted in his death. Leave a like to support and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell to receive new video alerts. Let's go, follow along. Despite numerous attacks from Tupac, Big always remained mature and never responded. There's not much to say about this rivalry from Big's side, so I decided to focus on his last trip in this video. Notorious B.I.G., who was the king of New York, was on the West Coast and around promoting his next album when he was assassinated. In this video, I will show Big's last steps during his final trip to California. Although he was in Los Angeles for several days, months after Tupac's murder, he did not expect to be killed at a party near Beverly Hills. Just as Tupac did not expect to be fatally shot in busy Las Vegas. 3 days after Tupac's death, in September 1996, Notorious B.I.G. almost lost his life in a car accident due to brake problems. He broke his leg in 3 places, and Lil Cease, the driver, broke his jaw. Charlie Baltimore, Big's girlfriend at the time and future rapper of Murder Inc., was also a victim of the accident. Big spent 2 to 3 months in the hospital doing physical therapy. After being discharged, he performed some shows in a wheelchair, starting in Jamaica, and after months of therapy, he used a cane to get around. He also returned to recording his next album, with one of the most memorable sessions being with Bone Thugs and Harmony in late 1996, where they recorded the classic Notorious Thugs. In late January or early February 1997, Big decided to make this fatal trip to California to promote his album Life After Death, scheduled to be released on March 25, 1997. He planned to record the music video for the single Hypnotize on the sunny West Coast. I found some of these last moments online, so let's go. To avoid making the video too long, I will focus on the main public appearances. On February 23, 1997, less than 3 weeks before Big's death, an episode of The Steve Harvey Show aired with Snoop Dogg and Puff Daddy, who made a public truce to help calm tensions between the labels after Tupac's death. While in California, Big got his first tattoo, a Bible verse, which we will unfortunately never see. During this time on the West Coast, he also filmed the cinematic music video for Hypnotize, a super production with speedboats, cars, motorcycles, and helicopters. Big and Puff illustrated their friendship in the video, acting as a duo escaping pursuers. At some point on set, Big was interviewed by Joe Clair on Rhapsody on February 24, 1997, where he talked about Tupac's death and his new album. The next day, he was interviewed by the Los Angeles Times in his hotel room at the Four Seasons, where he took a famous photograph. It was at the Four Seasons that Big almost got arrested after a fight with Charlie Baltimore, who destroyed the room after finding a photo of Big receiving oral sex from another woman. The police were called, and Big and his crew were expelled from the hotel. In March, Big's last month of life, he appeared on the Wake Up Show with Sway and King Tech on Los Angeles' The Beat radio station, where he did his last freestyle, rapping verses that can be interpreted as attacks on the late Tupac. At the end of the song, Puff Daddy also rapped. On March 4th, the first single from Notorious B.I.G.'s new album, Hypnotize, was released, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 after Big's death. The next day, he was interviewed by the Doghouse program on a San Francisco Bay radio station, where he took calls from fans. The next day, he attended a photo shoot at Baron Claiborne's studio, resulting in the iconic photographs of him wearing a crown. On March 7th, Big attended the Soul Train Music Awards to present the award for Best Female R&B and Soul Single alongside Puff Daddy, the 112 Group, and Brian McKnight. During the presentation, he was booed. On March 8th, Big canceled a flight to London to continue partying in LA despite receiving several threats. He attended a charity tournament at California State University but couldn't enter due to maximum capacity. Later, he watched the movie Donnie Brasco and then went to the studio to record the verses used in It's All About You and Victory, his last studio session. He decided to attend the Vibe magazine party at the Peterson Museum. He was photographed a few times alongside Puff Daddy and Steve J. In the party video, available online, you can see several celebrities. The party was full of celebrities and criminals, and the organization decided to end it around midnight. Minutes later, shots were heard nearby, apparently a distraction for what was to come. Big and Puff Daddy took about 40 minutes to get to the cars. On the way out, Big was photographed for the last time before getting into the passenger seat of an SUV Suburban. During the journey, a black Impala approached and shot at Big's door. An amateur videographer captured the moment of the shooting. Puff Daddy returned to help Big, quickly taking him to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Big's close friends went to the hospital to await news. Around 1:15 a.m., doctors informed Puff Daddy and Faith Evans that Big had passed away. The funeral was held on March 18th, with many friends and close artists attending. This is the step-by-step of Big's last trip to California that I researched and brought to you. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like to support, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. If you want, leave your comment here in the video. That's it, until next time.